The monthly board meeting for the Shell Rock River Watershed District, July 14th, 2026. Now called to order. You call roll.
Manager Bakken.
Here.
Manager DeBoer.
Here.
Manager Dahl.
Here.
Manager Hanson.
Here.
Manager Lee.
Here.
Manager Pasuski.
Here.
Manager Delger.
Here. Item number 2, oath of office. Earlier this morning at 8 o'clock, we had re-elected the watershed board was Mike Lee, and a new one, Wes Dahl. So thanks for being here and good luck. Item number 3. Item number 3 on the agenda, a public hearing on Upper Twin Lake WMA wetland. Now opening a public hearing for Upper Twin Lake WMA wetland. All comments by the proponent, opponents, or the public shall be made from the podium. Please first give your name and address. This is required because an official record of the public hearing is being made. Note, please note, comments are limited to 3 minutes. These rules are intended to promote an orderly system of holding a public hearing to give every person an opportunity to be heard, to ensure that no individual is embarrassed by exercising the individual's right of free speech. It is not necessary to be a proponent or an opponent in order to speak. If you consider yourself neither a proponent or opponent, please speak during the proponent portion and identify yourself as either a proponent or an opponent. No comment shall be made from any other location, and any other comment may be subject to removal from the meeting. There will be no demonstration during or at the conclusion of anyone's presentation. Would anyone like to speak on the Upper Twin Lake WMA wetland? Would anyone like to speak? Learn the last time. Anyone like to speak on Upper Twin Lake WMA wetland? Hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. Item number 4, public forum. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? Comments are limited to 3 to 5 minutes. Hearing none, we'll go on to item number 5, election of officers, which I'll turn over to.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First item, the managers, I need a motion from the managers to either do the voting versus by written ballot or by roll call. Motions for either or, one or the other. I move to be by roll call.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Please call it.
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager DeBoer.
Aye.
Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Lee. Manager Pasuski.
Yes.
Manager Delger.
All right, thank you. So first we'll do the election for the chair of the board of managers. So do I have any nominations for the chair of the Shell Rock River Watershed District Board? To nominate Al. Or to Mr.
Manager DeBoer.
Manager DeBoer. So we have Manager DeBoer as a nomination for chair. Do we have any other nominations for chair? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All right, so I have a nomination or a motion for nomination for Dan Moore as chair. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Leah, can you take roll?
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager DeBoer.
Aye.
Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Pasuski.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye.
Sorry, you always hit me, so.
Well, my question to Manager DeBoer, do you accept the nominate or the role of chair? Thank you. Moving on, we will take nominations for vice chair. Do I have a motion for nominations for vice chair?
I nominate Manager Hanson, vice chair.
All right, I have a motion for Manager Hanson as vice chair. Do I have any further nominations? Any further nominations? Third and final time. Any further nominations? Hearing none. I have a motion for Manager Hanson as vice chair. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Leah, can you take roll, please?
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager DeBoer.
Aye.
Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Abstain.
Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Pasuski.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, we will move on to the election for treasurer. Oh, excuse me, Mike. Do you accept the role of vice chair?
Yes.
Thank you. For the reminder. Okay, so again, we were looking for nominations for the election of the treasurer. Do I have any nominations for treasurer?
I'd like to nominate Helen.
All right, so I have a nomination for Manager Bakken. Do I have any other nominations for treasurer? Any other nominations for treasurer? Third and last time, any other nominations for treasurer? Hearing none, I have a nomination for Manager Bakken as treasurer of the Shell Rock River Watershed District Board. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Thank you, Manager Delger. Leah, can you please take roll?
Manager Bakken.
Abstain.
Manager DeBoer.
Aye.
Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson. Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Pasuski.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye.
Manager Bakken, do you accept the role of treasurer?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, finally, and last but not least, we are taking nominations for secretary of the Shell Rock River Watershed District Board.
I'd like to nominate Manager Delger.
Okay, Manager Delger has been nominated for secretary of the Shell Rock River Watershed District Board. Do I have any other nominations? Do I have any other nominations for secretary? Third and final time, any other nominations for secretary? Okay, so I have a nomination for Manager Delger as secretary of the Shell Rock River Watershed District Board. Do I have a second? With that, Leah, take all roll, please.
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager DeBoer.
Aye.
Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson. Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Pasuski.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Abstain.
Thank you, managers. Well, that concludes the election of officers. We have chair, Manager Moore, vice chair, Manager Hanson, treasurer, Manager Bakken, secretary, Manager Delger.
Didn't ask him if he wants to do it.
Oh,
I thought you'd get out of it, I guess.
Nick, would you like to be are you willing to accept the role as secretary?
Yes, I would. Oh, they don't have to take it over.
With that, I'm gonna turn it over to the chair and the board.
All right, thank you. We'll go on to item 6, approval of agenda. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions?
Mr. Chair, we have no additions, corrections, or deletions to the agenda.
We go on to number 7, consent agenda. The following items will be acted upon without discussion or accordance with the staff recommendations, associated documents, unless the manager requests opportunity to discuss. A, minutes of June 8th, 2026, Shell Rock River Watershed District Personnel Committee meeting. B, minutes of the June 9th, 2026, regular board meeting. C, June 2026, treasury report subject to audit. D, June 2026, project fund treasurer report subject to audit. E, authorized payments of claim. F, authorized payments of project fund disbursements. G, quarterly transfers. We have a motion. Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Manager Botkin.
Aye.
Manager Delger. Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson. Manager Lee. Manager Pasuski. Manager DeBoer.
Motion carried. Number 8, program and project manager Courtney Phillips.
Thank you. The first item I have is an Upper Twin Lake WMA wetland discussion. This is regarding the public hearing that we had earlier this morning. The attached plans were not included with your packet, but I printed them out. This is on the Church Lake property that we had previously acquired using the Sard Sam's funding. We have since donated it to the DNR and it's considered their Upper Twin Lake WMA or a portion of it. At the time we transferred it to the DNR, we did not have funding for restoration. Since then, we have acquired more of the Sard Sam's funding to do the restoration. So we are working jointly with DNR underneath the permit to complete this project. Normally in the past, we've been having the public hearing, establishing and approving the project plans all at the same meeting, but we wanted to space it out a little bit different to give the public more opportunity to review the plans. So right now, this is a draft plan format. We have sent the plans to DNR and Bowser as required through our 103 statutes. And so they have 30 days to provide comments. Jeanine with the DNR is working on the permitting. So look at our August meeting to be approving the plans and establishing the project so we can put that out for bid. I just wanted to give an update on this one. Is there any questions on this? I do want to point out that you can see Jones Hawkins Smith is a local engineering firm that we're using with this project. It's a relatively simple one basin restoration that will have a dike and an overflow. Pretty simple wetland restoration.
DNR.
Yes, yep. Yes. No, it's not going to be part of a bank. We can't generate funding with the Sard Sam's grant funding that we received. We can't receive income from it, so it can't be a wetland. Moving on, other project updates that we have with the High Wetland Restoration that is by Twin Lakes. We had our pre-con meeting on June 30th with Groundworks Backhoe Service. They are going to be moving soil and starting work within the next couple of days. They're waiting for some equipment on another job site to finish up, but they will be started by the end of the week. Again, this is using Sard Sam's phase 11 funding that we have. It expires, the funding expires July 1st of next year. For the channel restoration project, we are working on the EAW, which is the environmental assessment worksheet. We have a draft version that both the city and Shell Rock staff have reviewed. We are going to be working through that process of once it's finalized, submitting it to the EQB. Our intention is that we should hopefully be able to be the RGU of that project or the regulatory governmental unit that oversees it. So again, in the next upcoming months, look for establishing that negative declaration based on findings and move forward with that EAW process. As part of the dam removal itself, we are working with the city and our engineers. It's a little complex because the city has a sewer line that is just upstream of the dam and it's a very shallow line. So we're working with the city on potentially bowing that out with a rock riffle structure so that we can get the desired cover that we need for that sewer line while still keeping a gravity flow. So it's a little complex that we have such utilities right in the area of the dam, but we're working on it a lot with our engineers, and they are going to be providing us a couple of conceptual plans, 2 to 3 concepts of what that dam will look like with the rock riffle structures as part of the engineering.
So the dam will be basically the same as down on the shelf, right?
That's the intent, is that it'll be a rock riffle structure similar to Albert Lee's, but what we're doing right now is looking at the grade of what the water is gonna be for fish passage. So the steeper they are together, the less fish passage you could get, but also if you get too far of space in between rock ripples, that's more cost to us because there's more fill and quantities of rock that you need to get those arches. So we're going to be looking at a couple different concepts, some that have all of the rock ripples upstream of where the current dam is, plus a couple of concepts that might have it varied where some rock ripple structures are upstream of the current dam and some are downstream of the channel. So we're working on modeling right now. And also we got to take into account canoe, kayak, portages around. And then the dam itself isn't a concrete structure with the bridge because Bridge Avenue is right there too. It's basically all in the same concrete slab and pylon. So it's a little bit of a feat of engineering that our engineers are trying to tackle, but they seem to be doing a very good job. The issues, we've been working with the city on that as well, being that they have the dam and the bridge themselves. I do want to point out that the city is going to be paying for the rerouting of the sewer line. That is not going to be a cost of us to the project. The city wants to upsize the sewer line, being that we're replacing it. So for future expansion, they want to upsize it at this time. So they're going to be covering the cost of that.
What's the time frame on replacing it? Yeah.
We're hoping that we can start construction late 2027, 2028. Any other comments on the channel or dam?
How long is it gonna take to build though?
Great question. It'll all depend on the contractor and their schedule and operations. Dewatering is gonna probably be the most difficult aspect, so it's probably gonna have to take place end of summer, winter when water is low, just for a dewatering aspect, but we're planning that we would like to bid it all in one project so that the dam and channel would get all done at the same time. So we're hoping to just get one firm and one mobilization cost instead of doing the dam and then putting the channel out for bid and then getting another contractor. So we're hoping we can do it all at once.
Probably still 6 months.
Yeah, it'll be.
That's about what the shelf is.
This is gonna be difficult because it's hard to pick where a staging area is gonna be. So those are other things to consider as well. When you don't have a very big footprint of ground, so. It'll be a difficult project, but
We can open cut that sewer line, directional boring.
I don't know if we've gotten that far yet.
The dewatering.
Yes.
You have to get Moses' job.
I think that, I know they're planning on doing like a cased pipe. But it's gonna be a fused facing, so I don't know how they're gonna,
Speaking of board fees,
must be.
how long is that? Which the sewer line?
So there's manhole basically on each side of the dam, it's not very
Oh, okay.
It's small, and that's one of our points where we end up doing bypasses a lot, so we want to get bigger.
So they're gonna bore the AC and then run a liner.
More than likely. But we're still in the process of trying to figure it out. Of just like,
No problem.
it's hard because it's gravity.
Yeah, but you can bore PC to.
And I know the city went out with it 2 weeks ago or last week and took shots at the elevations just to see if there's any way, there's wiggle room in between the 2 manholes, but yeah, we're working on it. Other project updates, the Sanderson wetland restoration, this is down by the Panic Prairie area on state line. Again, we are working with Bowser, which is the Board of Water and Soil Resources. They're actually funding a large portion of the wetland restoration work on that. We're just kind of help facilitating it and covering the cost of seeding. But that process is moving through the county petition process because there are 2 small lateral lines that we are officially abandoning through the county ditch system. They have submitted the engineer's report to the county. Jones Hawkins Smith, who is appointed by the county to review all of the engineer's findings, have submitted their report back to the county. So the next stage is doing the public hearing for the project. We already ahead of time reached out to local landowners who were directly impacted to get that copy of the plan so they weren't blindsided, and they are in favor of it and have opposition. So we will be completing that process for that. Just another update with grants. We have reports due soon, so Carmen and I will be getting all of our LaSard Sam's reports done by August 1st. And then I just also wanted to point out for our Bowser One Watershed One Plan funding, we do have a cover crop application enrollment period open right now that is due July 31st. I know any producers that are interested in putting on cover crops, head over to the SWC and get signed up because we're funding that. So those are updates that I have.
Thanks, Courtney. A lot going on. Move on to number 9, Administrator Andy Henson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The first item is a motion to approve the Personnel Committee recommendations. The Personnel Committee met on June 8th, 2026 at 2 p.m. The objective of the Personnel Committee is to review the personnel performance reviews for staff. We did the performance reviews of myself first, and then I went through the performance reviews of the staff here, the program and project manager, the financial tech, and the education and outreach coordinator, and administrative assistant. So with those evaluations done and the review process completed, the committee's recommendation for the board is to approve the following wage increase. The program and project manager at a 2%, the financial tech at a 2%, and the education outreach coordinator and administrative assistant at 3%. And at this time, no wage adjustment for administrator. Again, this is the recommendation from the personnel committee from the June 8th meeting.
We have a motion to approve.
Make motion to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Leah, call roll.
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye.
Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Lee.
Aye.
Manager Pasuski.
Aye.
Manager DeBoer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The second item is a motion to approve a state audit for the district. Previously, we've always been doing a federal audit. And one of the reasons behind that is because of the local sales tax. We felt that we should do a little bit better and push for the federal audit. However, now that the sales tax has expired, there is quite a bit of a cost difference between the federal audit and the state audit. Right now, there's probably a difference of about $2,000 to $3,000. If we continue to move forward with the state audit, we could see savings of around $4,000 to $5,000 a year. And with the loss of the sales tax at this point, we're trying to pinch every penny we can. So with this, I'm looking for a motion to approve the state audit rather than doing a federal audit. So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Leah.
Manager Bakken.
Aye.
Manager Delger.
Aye.
Manager Dahl.
Aye.
Manager Hanson.
Aye.
Manager Lee. Manager Pasuski. Manager DeBoer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The third item that I have is the Star Rock River Watershed District Committee list. Again, this is just going to be for discussion purposes. We'll go through and sort of discuss each of the committees because we do have some new committees. We also have one new manager We have one manager. So we will have some open manager seats with the loss of manager Kramer. So we need to fill those, but we'll go through these, and then what the idea is to talk to either myself or Chair DeBoer to see if you want on or off one of the committees, and then we'll look at doing appointments at the August board meeting. So with that, just going through the committee list, the executive committee that's already set. So the executive committee will be Manager DeBoer, Manager Hanson, Manager Bakken, and Manager Delger. So that committee is set. However, we do have the dredge committee. Right now we have Manager DeBoer, Manager Bakken, and Manager Delger on that committee. We have the personnel committee, which is Manager Hanson and Manager Delger. So we are short one manager on that one. We do have Manager DeBoer as the alternate. And then for the City Citizens Advisory Committee and the Lakes Foundation, we have Manager Pasuski that sits on that. The Rules Committee, we have Manager Hanson, Manager Lee, and Manager Pasuski, and an alternate Manager Delger. Then moving on to the Strategic Planning Committee, we have Manager Bakken and Manager Pasuski. So we need to fill one in that role. Under the strategic budgeting, we have Manager DeBoer and Manager Pasuski, and we have a position to fill that one on that one. For the One Watershed, One Plan Policy Advisory Committee, we have Manager Delger, who sits on that. And then the Fish Management Committee, we have Manager Hanson and alternate Manager Delger. So we should fill one position on that. We have the Pickerel Lake subcommittee. This committee was formed when we started doing the restoration work on Pickerel Lake, which included the new dam, along with the drawdown structure. Also included the restoration or roadhole treatment on Pickerel Lake. So that committee, sitting on that committee is Manager Bakken and Manager Dusky and alternate Manager Delger. This will be one of the committees that will probably start reinstating. I am getting some feedback from individuals on Pickerel Lake that they would like to see a restoration occur on that again. The water is definitely starting to recede on its water quality parameters. So I know there's a push from some individuals out there to get this committee going. And looking at doing a restoration again on Pickerel. Another committee that will definitely be active is the Sales Tax Committee. Right now we have Manager Bakken, Manager DeBoer, Manager Delger that sit on that. The the Fountain Lake Channel Restoration Committee. Right now we have no one.
Oh, it's Mike and Lee.
Oh, sorry, it's on the other page. We have Manager Hanson and Manager Lee that sit on that one. And then we have the Stormwater and Drainage Committee. This is the new committee that we attended. And right now we have no one sitting on that. So we'll have 3 managers to fill that committee. We also have another Lee Lake Committee. This one committee has not met for a while. And with the lack of the expansion of the sales tax, I'm not sure how active this will be in the near future. However, our long-term goal is to look at doing the Overly Lake restoration, especially on the west bay of Overly Lake. So we'll definitely need this committee at some point. Right now we have Manager DeBoer and Manager Pasuski, and we'll need to fill that third manager on that. We also have the Communication Committee, which is Manager DeBoer and Manager Delger. And we have the City of Lee, Fremont County Liaison. Sitting on this is Manager Lee and Manager Delger. And the last but not least, the county ditch committee. This actually, we might actually combine these two committees with the new stormwater / ditch committee. But we'll make those recommendations and ask for motions at August meeting. But sitting on this right now is Manager Lee, Manager Bakken, Manager Belcher. So. Any questions on the committee list or any thoughts?
A couple thoughts, like on these different committees, like the Palm Lake Channel and Harbor Lee Lake Committee. So these members that are on it, they've been contacted, they're still on it, if they want to be on it, how do we move? I'm just looking at the Harbor Lee Lake Committee. That like these names are on, are they? If it hasn't been for a long time, I mean, should we contact them at some point? See if they're being interested in being on it or.
Correct, and that's usually, how this. How we handle it is once we start getting that committee active, we'll have like a kickoff meeting. That's where we'll reach out to those individuals that sit on it, to make sure that they still want to sit on it. Or we'll look for alternates that'll sit in their place. So like the Pickerel Lake Committee. I think right now we have one person on there. My thought is we'll probably actually extend that and try to get more people from Pickerel Lake or live around Pickerel Lake to get on that committee. So the committee list will probably increase. But once we initiate that introductory meeting, that's when we will look to bring those requests from other participants to sit on that committee.
This is also one that we'd like to be. Yeah.
Any other discussion? So again, remember, just either talk to myself or chair the board on whether you want to sit on one of these committees, or if you want to get off one of the committees you're on and move to a different committee. Just let us know, so in the August meeting, we can kind of speed through these as we want to fill them. So, Mr. Chair, with that, that's all I have for that item. The next item I have, item D, is a 2026 legislative overview. You'll see in your packets, we do have handout here from Park to the Public, our lobbyist who works with us. You don't need to read the whole thing. It really gets to the nuts and bolts of the district's legislative overview. On page 3, you'll see a discussion on the local sales tax renewal. You'll also see the history of how we got to the renewal, and then you'll see how we got through the session and how we had Senate file 4355 and then House file 4279, and the testifying that both city staff and district staff did. We were sitting really good. We were in both bills. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, they did not get added to the tax bill. So please read that history, or if you haven't read the history, or have any questions, feel free to try to get them answered for you. Also, just to know, we'll keep pursuing this as we move into the 2027 legislative session. However, 2027 is not a big tax year, but I know there was a lot of requests from both sides of the party for local option sales tax. So hopefully they might bring that up in 2027, if not up with 2028. You can also see the Lessard Sands Outdoor Heritage. Again, this is another one of our large funding sources. Again, this is mostly, it's all grant dollars for us, but this is the statewide sales tax that we receive. It wasn't as smooth as it usually is to pass the Lessard Sands Outdoor Heritage funding request. They had some squabbles over a few different things, one being term limits for citizen members. And they did get that passed. So there is now an 8-year term limit for citizen members. They also wanted some changes to the, or some reform to the executive director hiring process. And so that was agreed to. One of the other things that was agreed to is that the CPL, which is Conservation Partners Legacy, this is basically a different funding mechanism through the same grant source. We have received CPL funding in the past. However, the applicants for 2027 are metro counties or cities over 50,000. So most of us, or at least our area, we are not able to apply for CPL funding. So that was part of the negotiation for term limits and for the reform on hiring process. So some changes there. So any discussion on legislative outlook? All right, hearing none, I'll move on to my last item, is an update on the East Main Bay and Bancroft Bay dredging. Right now, the dredge project is going fairly well. Like I'm waiting for that egg to break. It seems to be going too well. They're basically running operations. They're running 6 days a week, about 12-hour days. So far, they've removed roughly 88,000 cubic yards of material. They're pumping about 3.5 million gallons of water a day to the CDL. So, you know, put that in perspective, that's a lot of water. Right now they still feel that they're on task to complete Bancroft Bay this year. Again, right now they're way up in the north, what I would call the north east corner of Bancroft Bay. The areas they're dredging, before these last little heavy rains we had, they're basically dredging in 4 inches of water. That's all the deeper it is for their dredging. So removal of quite a bit of material. The interesting thing is that we are finding a lot of silts, but we're also finding a lot of fine sands and even some gravel as we get closer up towards the creek, which you would expect. Yeah, a lot of just wash. The heavier material falls out first. So yeah, other with that, that's going well. It will slow them down once they get into the areas where we have the navigation channels, just because, you know, they move like this. So when you get in those channels, you got to move like this and then move forward and move like this. So they do plan on slowing down through those areas. But otherwise, everything's going good. The CDF, we have not had a discharge yet. We're still filling cell 1. And if you remember, the whole plan here is fill cell 1, convey that water then to cell 3, and then convey that water to cell 2 before we discharge it back into the unnamed creek there that goes to Bancroft Creek, which then flows back into Fountain Lake. So we should definitely have some really good, clean return water going back into Fountain Lake once we start to discharge. We just don't need to right now. So the one thing to note with the discharge, once we do that, that puts us into some extra monitoring that we need to do to fulfill our DNR permits for our discharge water. So any questions on Fountain Lake Restoration Project? All right, hearing none. Chair Belcher, I'm gonna turn it back, or excuse me, Chair. I was looking at you. There's a thing right there.
Start to the D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chair DeBoer, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thanks, Dan. Move on to item 10, the manager's items.
One The Minnesota DOT is going to enlarge the way station that marks south of Flex Road. And I brought it up last month a little bit. I was up and looked at it a little bit. They've acquired a building site that I know so far, and they're looking for some more land between the building site and their present station. So the area landowners are concerned that there'll be some stormwater ponds. And right now, there's a big flux of water coming from the freeway going to the west in that area from I-90 to Clutch Road. Been up that way, it looked at heavy rains, it all heads west to our county ditches.
So more impervious area with some water is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'd like to stay ahead of this one, that's what I'm saying. A little bit.
Maybe they can do something to not only circumvent the increased impervious, but increase the storage some too.
And it would be something, if there's something that could be done for the present situation, that would be helpful too.
That's what I meant.
I don't know if you've heard anything from staff.
I have not heard anything on this project yet. We did get some notice on them working on the bridge. Everybody's seen them working on the bridge on I-35 over the dam. They gave us a heads up that they were working on that, but I have not seen it for this project. But we will, once I do, I will definitely keep you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other? I'd just like to say thanks to the staff. What a year. Busy year, a lot of stuff going on. You guys did an awesome job. But got a lot coming up. And Mike, coming back on. Well, welcome to the team. Mick, thanks for doing a great job as chair. You big shoes to fill, but you did a great job. All right, number 11, upcoming meeting. Our next meeting is August 11th. The Minnesota Watersheds Summer Tour, August 25th and 27th. Well, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Alright. Yeah, you got on a call and roll.